1, 2, 3, and... I'm here too. I'm here too. I'm here to let you know that it isn't just you. 'Cause I'm here too.
Ever since we were kids, my brother Whalen and I have been the best of friends. Whalen's a songwriter from Baltimore, but he relocated to Austin, Texas a few years back. In August of 2018, I paid him a visit. I rented an upright, and we rehearsed our music and played a few shows. And when the plane landed, I sent him a text. I said, "Hey man, I'm here too." Like the song,
I'm here to let you know, in spite of what the evidence may show, it's not all gonna fall on me, 'cause I'm here to see you through. That's right, I'm here too.
One of the first memories that I have of us playing was we played a concert, a kind of lip-synced concert for and I remember
I was playing the tennis racket.
Yeah, you were playing the tennis racket and you were singing, and I somehow got demoted from drumming. I didn't play anything.
I mean,
We didn't have a drum kit. I was just banging on things.
10.
In the mid to late 70s, we would make up band names like the Raving Lunatics, and we would pretend we were rock stars. But after high school, Whalen began writing and performing his own songs.
People were telling me, "Oh, you should go to Amsterdam, you'll be..." So I was writing a lot of songs back then and playing them, like Ruth Quinn and Tom Chalkley, people like that would have song circles. And I always participated in those and would play my original songs. I remember, man, they were political and folk songs,
When I was in high school, I would get these letters from Whalen with these drawings he had made while busking through Europe, in Amsterdam and all throughout.
In '84 is when I went to Amsterdam, stayed there for a summer, busked every night, and it was exhausting. I mean, it was good too. I also got gigs. I remember this one which was at this French place, which was, I went there on Bastille Day, which is like July 14th, and I was participated in some things that they were doing, and they said, "Oh yeah, come back for a gig." So that Friday I came there, it was a full house, and I came with my guitar, and for some reason, I thought, well, it's a French place, I should do my French songs. And I started by playing Michelle by the Beatles, and I got through that song, but it did not go over well. Then I started to play this French song I wrote called Je ne comprends pas les Américains. And in the middle of it, the bartender was like, and I was up on a stool, everyone else like elevated up. It was one of those high stools, like a 6-foot stool. I was up on top of it. This woman was holding a microphone for me, and I had to like come down, pack up my guitar, absolutely full bar, and just kind of gradually try to shrink as small as I could and leave. But this bar was owned by these twin sisters, and I remember the one sister, as she was holding the door for me, she handed me a 5 guilder note, which somehow changed everything. It's like, that's what I carry away from that. When I got back and started getting on my feet a little bit, took a while, a couple of arrests, I think.
Well, I came down to see you perform at UB.
And you played me some tapes you had done of songs, and I think The Letter may have been on there.
Yeah, I had been learning songs. I got a book from the library, but we played them to prepare for the coffee house. You came over and I couldn't do the guitar parts as well as you.
New Year's Day, maybe? Can you remember any of the others?
Space Oddity.
Space Oddity, we did that?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And I had your leather jacket on.
There's a picture.
Yeah. In the spring of 1986, Whalen and I performed for the first time at a coffee house in my high school cafeteria playing cover songs. Stage, but then it actually worked. It was actually, yeah, it was kind of cool.
I remember that going over really well, that whole show.
It did. The people were really into it because I think being brothers, we sing well together.
So they'll probably keep what's left of me in Texas.
It's somewhere along the lines I started getting the bug, another year, and I started to talk to Rob Skepton about like we really should do a band. I think we should do a band. And I talked to some other friends and nobody was interested, but Rob was like, yeah, okay. And he started to turn his room into a sound room. Mm-hmm. And then we got you, because I was like, well, my brother plays guitar.
Because I was still kind of tentative. I guess I felt like you guys were still in high school and I was out already. But, and somehow it all came together. I remember I got that Fender Strat.
We formed the Church Mice in the summer of 1986 and began writing and performing original songs with drummer Rob Skepton.
I remember having this idea for a song that was, what would a terrorist say if they were trying to match the standard sort of boilerplate stuff that you hear on an airplane, like. And it came out very, very strange because this syllabic meter and rhythm of it fit this kind of, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, but it was completely transformed as if a terrorist would be saying it.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome aboard TWA Airlines, and we changed it to good evening, lay down and genuflect.
This is your captive
speaking. Instead of your captain,
abroad,
it was captive.
We trouble you pay.
We trouble you pay. Which, I mean, I don't know what to say about that, about where we are in our current world, but September 11th, it did not escape me that, the terrorist thing, taking over airplanes, we never thought anything like that was, as possible as it was.
I did.
15 years ago.
I think it was all there to see. You just had to kind of look at it. But
I think that's one of the gifts that you have as a songwriter, is that you can see things and bring them to the song. That for me, maybe what it could be is more that people don't want to see it, or I know I didn't necessarily want to think that was possible.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is your captain speaking to you from We Trouble You Pay Airlines.
The Church Mice never had much of a following, but we wrote and recorded a lot of songs. Songs about the conflicts in Nicaragua and Afghanistan and the Berlin Wall. Whalen's songs had a penetrating message. I guess a kind of, a wake-up world, this shit is really happening. And if you listen to his songs, even today, they still have that same penetrating message, I think. To leave what you know, your job, your city, your home, and set out to record an album and live an artist's life, that takes real courage. People are all too willing to say, hey man, get back in line.
We were doing these sessions, 15-minute sessions with Nashville publishers, people that, try to sell your music to other musicians who can make money off them. And so he was reading the lyrics of Special Kind of Crazy, and I started to play it and he stopped me and he was like, yeah, you really need to co-write, man. He's like, you need somebody that, because you're gonna go out on the limb, and you need somebody to just pull it back and send it the other direction. Between that, you'll kind of get something that maybe is commercially possible. But you read these lyrics, special kind of crazy, kind of can't resist. I'm with you so far. It could be like a little eccentric love affair. Tattoos around each ankle, scars across. Oh dear Lord. Oh no.
I'm always gonna play music with my brother. Shit, he taught me how to play in the first place. He also taught me life's fucking short. You have a song in you to sing. I think you better sing it.
Sometimes a needle works just like a gun. Both pack a shot that can make your blood run. Hard to say what's the more dangerous one. 'Cause once you start shooting, your days are soon done. I've watched you gamble and roll those cold dice. Ignore all our warnings and friendly advice. Grateful so far you've not paid the full price. Hope that tomorrow you'll maybe think twice. Shalom till kingdom come. What will be done. I'll weather this storm alone and wait for the sun. Wait for the sun. Sometimes we all get a little too high. Stretch out our arms and pretend we can fly. Take it too far and you're likely to die. Flapping your wings as you drop from the sky. Shalom till kingdom come. What will be done. I'll weather this storm alone and wait for the sun. Wait for the sun. We all need medicine once in a while. That comforting friend with a welcoming smile. Smile.